Hey, good morning and Happy New Year, and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. So first and foremost, I hope you had a wonderful festive season. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope it was great. Mine was a really good one, really enjoyed it. Then the new year came, so been really busy with having lots of fun and all that sort of malarkey. Now, first and foremost, a Happy New Year to you all. I hope it goes well. I hope you have lots of success and enjoyment and you're treated with compassion and kindness in the coming year. We had quite a busy festive break, so there was a lot going on. There's a lot of personal stuff going on as well, which we had to deal with. So we kind of got through that and then tried to relax and enjoy the rest of our Christmas, and then obviously celebrated New Year. So there has been quite a long break between sort of releasing videos, so apologies for that. But anyway, Christmas was very generous to me, and I have lots and lots of stuff to review. Rich as well, we've got quite a bit to get through, so we will be punching on and trying to review as many as we can. Now kind of things are sort of settled back to normal and we're back in a work routine and that kind of thing, I will have a lot more time to do my, to put these videos together, and Rich will have more time to edit them, so you will see a more constant supply. I've also noticed that we've picked up quite a lot of new subscribers over the sort of break, so welcome aboard and thank you very much for your subscriptions. It helps us to sort of keep the channel going and gives us a reason to continue, so thank you very much. And obviously for those that have been subscribed for a long time, thank you as well. Your support is very much appreciated. Well, obviously, there's always new releases and we're always kind of intrigued by them. And obviously, we want to sort of smell as much as we can. And what I am going to be trying to do a little more this year is focus more on samples and obviously maybe cut down on the amount of bottles that I've been buying, because my collection's sort of getting out of control a bit at the moment. And I will need to start selling some off, or just, culling or giving, culling some bottles. I've got far too many. I was looking at them over Christmas and it was, there's a few too many, but there has been quite a few new additions as well, so those will be reviewed too. Now, there seems to have been a bit of a trend lately within the frag community of people releasing their own fragrances, or YouTube reviewers, releasing their own fragrances, both those that have done it themselves and those that have gone in with somebody else to do it. And good luck to them, fair enough, it's kind of the next step. I'm not that fussed by it. I think there seems to be, certainly online, a lot of opinion about it, and it's not something that I'm that fussed about. I like perfume for smelling, basically. I'm not really into the politics of it all, and I'm certainly not interested in reviewing and getting involved or embroiled in big arguments and stuff. I'm very much of the opinion you'll sample something, you'll smell it. If you like it, you'll buy it, and if you don't like it, you won't buy it. I can't see the necessity in wasting lots of energy getting carried away with, oh, who's done this for this and they've done that for this and all the rest of it. Ultimately, it's perfume, and if it smells nice and it's within your price range, buy it and enjoy it. Don't worry too much about anything else. But there is one YouTube reviewer who I've followed for quite a long time, and that's Peter from Fragrance View. So I was very excited when he announced that he was going to be releasing his own collection of perfumes. He has a very sort of interesting style of reviewing. He's one that I rate very highly. I like his opinion and I trust his opinion. I like the fact that he can be quite negative as well. Doesn't feel like he has to gush about everything. And what I also like with this project is he's done it all himself. He's sourced materials himself. He's designed bottles himself. He's had to fund bottles himself, which is quite difficult, it would appear, because obviously there's only so many generic bottles on the market, and to build them, to have new bottles produced for you costs an awful lot of money. So he's kind of sunk everything he's got into this project. So I'm really intrigued to smell it. I ordered some samples. These have been paid for by myself. They've not been sent to me or anything like that, so I can give an honest opinion of it, as we always do. The line are called Centauri Perfumes. Now, there's only 2 in the collection at the moment, but I understand that there's more going to be released, and they've already sold out. There won't be any more of them until February, so he's done very well. So let's have a look at them. I've got 2 samples. I've got this one, which is Dendera, and this one, which I think is Gaia, as it's pronounced. I may be incorrect, but the samples come in this little sort of suede or velvety style pouch with the 2 bottles and these lovely little cards. And that's what the bottles will actually look like. Rich will get pictures of the bottles up, and then on each one you have a note listing, which is really nice. And then under the bottle you have a little explanation as to you know, what the influence or what the you know, what the inspiration of this particular fragrance is. So I got them both, and I've worn them briefly in the afternoon, and then I wore them both last night, and I'm going to spray them again today for the purposes of the review. So please bear in mind I haven't had them that long, so it's not like I've worn them loads and I know them inside out, because I don't. But that's so that's the Dendera on this one, on this wrist, and this is the Gaia on this one. Now, what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the notes on both, and then I'll just talk a little bit about it. I've done a quite a comprehensive review of them on our Instagram page, so if you have a look at Questioning Scents or follow us on Instagram, you'll see some more sort of written word about it. I try and put on a fragrance of the day, and I also try and put on a sample of the day every day on Instagram, so you can see what we're wearing and what we're getting up to. So if we look at Dendera, which is the one I was kind of most excited about, the note listing is really, really interesting. You have nutmeg, you have cinnamon, you have orris butter, you have rose absolute, incense resins, Indian sandalwood, Vietnamese oud, Haitian vetiver, Madagascan vanilla, and white ambergris. So there's a lot going on there. And I know Peter's trying to use naturals as much as he can as opposed to synthetics. And it's all just a very exciting project. So with Dendera, this is lovely. This is a really, really nice fragrance. They both are, they're kind of clashing a bit at the moment because they're both very, very big when you spray them both. They seem to have quite an enormous presence. With this one, you get a very dry, dusty fragrance with a very spicy opening. The nutmeg and the cinnamon make themselves very, very present very, very quickly. The oud here is used with a very controlled touch. It's not animalic, it's not funky, it's not overbearing. So if you're interested in sort of like a dry, deserty, dusty fragrance, a bit like in the world of Andy Towers' L'air du Desert de Moroccan, you would enjoy this, I'm pretty sure of it. It does to me, it opens, there's a tiny hint of Gerof's Zanzibar in the opening, but then it goes quite quickly, and then if anything it becomes a little bit more like Gerof's Ivory Root, but they're not the same. It's just to give you a feel of the fragrance, because this is deep, it's quite rich, it's dusty, it's dry, very, very dry. The incense is, I mean, I'm only getting the opening notes at the moment, but obviously I wore it last night and spent a lot of time smelling through it. As it goes on, the sandalwood and the incense start becoming more prevalent, and it is very much an incensey style fragrance, which is great. I love this. It's really, really good. Very, very long lasting. And then after a few hours, you'll get this kind of vanilla note comes in, which is there. It's not overly sweet. It's not as sweet as, say, Ivory Root or something like that. What it does is it gives everything a bed to lie on, so you get the spices and the other notes sort of bouncing off the vanilla. It's not overly sweet, and it's not cloying at all. It seems very, very long lasting. 6-7 hours in, you can still smell it, but it doesn't seem to project very well. So I think because it's quite a high oil concentration, it tends to not belt out, but it does very, very much last. The other one on the hand, Gaia, which I'll go through the notes here. You have green leaves, you have dry earth, you have honey, you have tuberose, you have rose, you have lavender, orris butter, apple, cedarwood, wormwood, patchouli, and ambergris. This is the one I was kind of a little bit more concerned about, because these aren't the sort of note listings that I would normally go for, but I was wrong. I actually prefer this one. This is a brilliant, brilliant fragrance. It's beautiful. The honey and the tuberose combine to give a massive opening. It's huge. It fills a room. It projects well. It's really, really nice. There's almost I think the combination of the two almost give a kind of a boozier feel to it, but there's no real booze listed in here. The green leaves do give it a slight green tint to it. It, to my nose, resembles a little like zoologist's elephant. There are some similarities there. They're not clones of each other, but not by any means. And there is fruit in this. I know there's apple listed, but I think there's something else that's fruity in here as well, which just kind of makes it quite uplifting. There's lavender at play, but it's not an overly lavender-based scent. So if you're not a massive fan of lavender, don't worry. I think the lavender's there just to control the fruit, to stop it becoming a really sweet or citrusy fragrance, because it's not. It's deep and it's not heavy, but it's an ever-present fragrance. It has really, really strong sillage, and the projection seems quite high on this as well. And the other thing is with it, this lasts so much longer than this. When I woke up this morning, I could still really, really smell this on my wrist, but I couldn't smell the other one. The other one had gone. And I mean, I was in bed for 12 hours, but for this to sort of, last all that time, it's really, really impressive stuff. I think this one, the Dendera, is very much a unisex fragrance. It probably leans a little masculine, whereas this one, again, I would suggest is a unisex fragrance, but this has a slightly feminine lean to it, but not too feminine at all. I could certainly wear it and I could certainly enjoy it. I'm going to wear these samples until they're gone effectively. I'm really, really impressed with them, and I think Peter's done an amazing job of this. And I strongly recommend when they come back online, get the samples, or if you're blind buying them and they're not for you, you'll be able to sell them on very easily, because they're going to be quite limited in numbers, and I think there's going to be a lot of interest in them, as there already is. Just a word about the presentation's great. Rich will get some pictures of the bottles up so you can see, because they're totally unique. Let's see if I can get them up on camera there for you there. As you can see, they're completely unique, and I know Peter's gone to some length to design and have these bottles produced. So from me so far, very much a first impressions, not a long time wearing. These are really exciting fragrances, and certainly ones I'm interested in owning full bottles of. I think they're great. So already I am looking to buy bottles that I said I wasn't. So there you go. New Year's resolution straight out the window. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Lots and lots of reviews to come, so please keep your eye on. If you've not subscribed to the channel already, please do. It'll just keep you in touch. And if you don't, and you want to dive in, dive out, then that's absolutely fine by me. Listen, thank you very much for your time. It's really good to start making some videos again, so looking to see you soon. Thanks very much, and bye!